Brad, you pretty boy. You're
Hey,
so
Jeremy.
pretty. Hi, Bradford.
What's up? I better
Oh,
button up here.
I mean, yeah, you were
I don't
trying
want
to
any
you,
stage mishaps.
you were trying to seduce me there for a second.
Did you see my nipple?
I mean, yeah, I've seen it a lot though in the past. Why are you
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like?
you have.
What? Just button one more.
No, then it's uncomfortable. Look, it gets too tight around my neck. It
What?
looks silly.
It
I mean,
looks
at that point, I'll just go like
just
this.
do it. You should come in wearing a tie like that.
Looks like Steve. This looks like can't even think of it. I don't remember exactly who I'm thinking of.
I don't
Pee Wee
know.
Herman. That looks like Pee Wee Herman.
Paul Rubens.
Pee Wee Herman.
Paul Rubens.
I've still not gotten my.
Nor have I. I won.
No, you didn't,
You didn't either.
Jeremy.
Brad.
Let's just hop right into this week.
Yeah, man, I don't even know what we're talking about today.
I want to hear. So let's go over what we're training for, how we're training for it, when we're doing it, and how's it been going, what can be improved, the whole rundown. That'd be from A to Z and 1, 2, 3.
Wow. That's a lot. Numbers and letters. We're almost like algebraic up in this bitch.
Mm,
I mean, a little bit.
mm.
What do you mean?
So, Jeremy,
Brad,
you have a training plan. What are you training for?
the icy 8-hour race.
Ooh,
And
when's that?
February 1st. It's an 8-hour run where you run as far as you can in 8 hours. I plan on
What's your
running
goal? Hold on.
94 miles.
94 miles?
No, ideally, I would like to go over 40. That would be ideal.
February 9th?
But first, number one,
First.
the first day of February.
Icy 8.
Icy 8-hour race.
And what's your goal?
40 miles or more. 40 plus miles. 40 plus melees.
How you feeling?
Not great. I mean, I every time I come back, it gets harder and harder to come back. And then I'm always like, when I get back, I'm like,
Why? Hold on. Hold on. Let's dive into this up. Why is it getting harder to come back,
well, I
Jeremy?
think part of it's because I'm getting older.
Wait, no. Jeremy, you're only a year older.
Yeah, but your body doesn't age the same.
Oh, wait a second. You mean when I asked for time because I'm multiple years older than you, and you said no? Now all of a sudden you're running into excuses of that your body is decomposing?
Mine is, yes. I don't. Yours isn't because you're Bradford, but mine is. Like I can't even like what I put in a week and a half of running, and my Achilles is all sore again. And I haven't even been running hard. There's no workouts. There's no length to my runs. It's 3 miles. That's all I'm running.
So your plan calls for you to run 3 miles a day.
No, my plan hasn't started yet. I'm training for the training of my plan.
What?
I'm pre-training for
Hold
my
on.
plan.
You told me today was yoga
Yeah,
Day.
that's right.
So that sounds like a plan.
That's a plan for a different race that I'm not doing because that's like they only go so far in advance. I'm doing like, and then it's the half marathon, which I don't want to do anyway. So it's just a pre-plan for my plan.
So you're doing the half marathon plan.
For right now, to pre-up for my 40 miler. Yeah.
And what is the prerequisite for your plan?
For my 40 miler?
Yes.
What do you mean? What's the that I'm running?
Like, so
Consistent.
what data
I
did
can
you
run
put in
I
that
can run
you
a
said you were
consistent.
ready to run a 40 mile?
Like like to start the plan, I should be able to run a consistent 45 minutes and like a long run of like an hour 20.
And when's your plan starting?
I don't know. November,
You don't know when your plan starts.
December, January. Yeah, November.
And you have to be up to an hour and a half long run.
Hour 20. Look,
And so does this half marathon plan get you?
12-minute miles is 40 miles in 8 hours.
And where is the icy 8?
Spotsylvania, Virginia.
Spotsylvania.
Yeah, Spotsylvania.
It's like the
Knockoff version of
redheaded
Pennsylvania.
stepbrother of Transylvania.
Yeah, well, that's what I just said. I beat you to the punch, Brad. Your mental capacity is declining in your old age too.
Spotsylvania.
Spotsylvania.
What happens? I kind of feel like we're in the presidential race pre-Kamala Harris here.
We're both old.
Just a couple of old guys
Two of us.
doing it out.
I think
Nobody
you're,
wants to listen to us.
and I think your momentum is definitely up. I think your momentum is
Yes,
way up. I need my Kamala. Where's my Kamala?
to replace you.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Dan Barry.
Because if there's anybody who screams Kamala, it's Dan Barry. Dan, if you're listening, you're my Kamala. You're my VP right now.
So nobody wants to listen to us. Everybody's saying, aren't there better runners out there than these two schleps?
Certainly. I saw this guy
Look,
this morning.
look at bumbling Jeremy over there in the debate. He can't even run.
I saw this guy running in my neighborhood today. I was like, damn, he's looking fit. Maybe I could find him again, and when I get fitter, go for a run with him, possibly. He was looking real
I doubt
fit.
it. Because think about how much fitter he'll be at that point.
Yeah, but fitness, it's not linear, Brad. You know this, just like I
Yeah,
do.
especially at your declining age. Like, it's only moving in one
Fine.
direction.
I'm going running tomorrow morning. I'm doing an hour and a half tomorrow morning.
No, you're not.
Done.
You have school tomorrow.
I'll get up at 4:30. I don't even care.
So
I'll get
you'll
up at
be
4
done with the
o'clock.
run at 6?
I'll get up at 4 o'clock. I'll have myself some overnight oats. I'll go out for an hour and a half run, get done by 5:40, in the house, ready to go. I'll fall
So
asleep my last block.
So you just can't get going here.
I cannot get going. I can't get going. I ran last week, the week before. I've been running my runs over 9:30. One of my runs was 10:18 pace.
Okay?
Just going super super duper slow. Trying to just be slow and steady, because I don't have to go super fast to go 40 miles in 8 hours. And I'm not been thinking about that anyway. I just want to be able to run 30 minutes without stopping.
Well, you know what's awful? So I'm doing a training plan.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, now that we've covered mine, what are you doing?
I'm having my watch train me. I'm having Garmin train me. We talked about this last week.
We have, yeah.
But we can recap it. What are you looking for, a book on the shelf back there?
My wife is over here making a ruckus.
Oh, she's a ghost.
She's a ghost. She's behind. Oh, you see her now?
She's a ghost in the bookcase.
Can't see her? You can see her. Look, she's coming in and out.
The ghost of Katie Clover.
It is. It's like a spooky season.
It's frightening.
Are you calling her ugly?
Oh, Jeremy.
Brad.
Before I tell you about my running,
Yeah.
one of my high school running buddies just moved to Washington, D.C.
Okay.
He was probably my best friend growing up.
That's awesome.
So he just called me and he's like, Brad, I'm in Washington, D.C. No more Phoenix. I'm on the East Coast. I'm a little closer.
That's exciting
I
news.
said, well, you.
Has he been listening to the podcast?
I don't know. I was telling Levi. Levi's like, you were really good friends with Jeremy, the ghost of Katie Clover. Uh, and I don't know if I've ever told you this story. So we were in college, and we used to go the summer that I went home from college. Keith and I would get together almost every day. We'd go mountain biking, or he like over. It's called the Environmental Center in Sanford, Florida, and they had a flea market called Flea World.
Nice.
And we couldn't get enough of Flea World. And we'd walk through. One time I bought a used Nintendo and a bunch of like Mike Tyson Punch Out, like all the great games
Yeah.
of
Our
the
time.
original Nintendo.
Yeah.
And then we're walking and we found a magic shop. And Keith and I lost our minds. This dude had a floating bill, like you'd give him $1 and he'd make it float, and it was amazing. You could go like this over it and there was nothing holding it up. And so we said, like, we want to buy this, and he's like, I'll give you guys a deal. You guys can split this magic trick. Like, each of you only need to pay $20. It's a $40 trick. And then, mind you, this is a flea market. Like, it's
Oh, yeah.
just hot as hell. And then he just had a curtain. He just brought us back behind the curtain. And he's like, it's string. And he sold us each a piece of string that he literally just cut the string in half. And we sat there and just ate it. And we're like, we left. We were so pissed. So we leave and we're like, what the fuck, dude? We totally just got gypped. So we made a plan for the entire next week. We said, we're going back to this son of a gun's magic shop. We're going to call him out. If we see him trying to sell this hoax of a trick, we're just going to say it's string and cut it.
Did you?
So we show up, and he was doing a new magic trick. He was making your dollar disappear now.
Oh.
We were blown away. We were about to call him out, but we were amazed by this trick. And so we're like, we got to buy this. He's like, guys, you can't split this one. It's going to cost each of you 40. We're like, that's a good deal for, like, that trick was flawless. Tell us what it is. So we each give him $40, and he takes us behind the curtain, and it was a fake plastic thumb that was about this big. So he said, you wave it around, and he's like, if you move fast enough, they'll never notice, but if you look, his thumb was just fucking ginormous. Then you go like this, and then you go like, put your thumb into your palm and take it off, and then you can shove the dollar bill in there, and then it's back, and now you got a giant thumb. We were beside ourselves that we got hoodwinked twice. Oh, man.
Jesus Christ, Brad.
So I was telling Levi this story, and he goes, so you did this while you were a high school runner with Keith? I go, no, Keith ran cross country and track with me, but we never actually ran. And he goes, what do you mean? What did you used to do? I said, we'd like run off a campus so that the coach thought we were running, and then we'd just play in the woods. He goes, what do you mean you'd play in the woods? I go, we'd climb like these little skinny trees and then have them fall, bend all the way over, and that's how we cross the stream.
We used to play Red Rover. Our team would go over to the park and stop and play Red Rover and play on the swings. And oh, geez.
Kids are just, and you think it's super shoots. It's kids are actually trading.
I mean, yeah, that's probably it.
Basically, what you and I did was the equivalent of that flea market magic trick.
When you
string and a giant plastic thumb.
When you maxed out at 18 miles a week, like There's only so much fitness you can get there.
Pretty much what you're doing right now.
Yeah, but I was younger.
But Jeremy, you're only just a little bit older than you were a year ago.
Yeah. Okay, so this is how it rolls. Up to 40, 1 year is 1 year. Post 40, 1 year is dog years. So it's now
So
7
why
years.
didn't you give me time in the
Because
middle of our...
I didn't understand until just like this summer. Didn't understand. I didn't understand.
Wow.
I know. I'm sorry, Brad. I didn't give you enough respect. Apologies.
2 knee surgeries, heart condition, exercise, and I don't think I have exercise-induced asthma anymore.
Well, look, I've got weight. I'm heat averse. Like I've been trying to tell Katie, we need to move up north somewhere so it's not 900 degrees for half the year.
You know, today, 69 degrees. No humidity. Amazing.
Sounds wonderful.
Yep.
You guys have like 2 months of summer. We've got
Not
5.
even. Not even.
Yeah.
I mean, I mowed and did lawn work today, and I thought about going to put on a sweatshirt.
Katie, are you listening to this? She's upstairs, I think, chomping on some chips and some
For
salsa.
hologram will pop back up in the bookcase here any minute.
Probably. Man, that's nice. So let's talk
training
about your
plan.
training.
My training, I told you to look at the McMillan Garmin training plan.
I did. I looked at it.
Garmin Coach.
I set it up.
And you had this wild, you didn't even look at the training plan.
I did. I looked at it and thoroughly. Yeah.
Jeremy, every day it gives you an option.
That's not what it gave me.
Yes, it did.
Nope. It said no options. This is it. I think what they did is I accidentally chose the option list program.
I don't think so.
I didn't click off on all the options.
So tomorrow it says, like it just says, next workout, 45 minutes. And Jeremy goes, whoa, that's just too long.
Yeah, that's too long. I can't, when you can't run 25 minutes.
Okay, so but listen to the 45 component. 5-minute warm up, walk or jog lightly. You couldn't walk for 5 minutes?
Yeah, but that's just the feeding, Brad. That makes me feel like a big old butthole.
And then the first component of the run, 20-minute run, easy pace.
What does that mean?
So have we even hit 45 yet?
45. I'm not 45 years
Minutes.
old. Oh, no.
45 minutes.
No. We're at 30.
Then the second piece, once you finish that 20-minute run, there's another little box here. 15-minute optional easy run.
Don't understand. So they want you to run twice?
It's optional. You have to run 20 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, but so what happens is like then you run 20 minutes. Does that mean like after the 20 minutes you can choose to go an extra 15 or as far as you want to go up to 15 minutes? Or do you just stop at 20 minutes and then some other point in time go back out for 15?
Jeremy, you already know the answer to this, you nitwit.
I don't know if I do, Brad. I'm not all there today.
So it comes up on your watch. When it finishes 20 minutes, it'll audio cue you. 20-minute run done. And then it prompts you on the watch. If you want to run the additional 15 minutes, you just keep running.
Okay.
If you want to run another 2 minutes, run. And then you lap it. And that ends that second optional run. Then it's a 5-minute cooldown of walk.
Jeez. So ultimately, maybe I should try it?
I think so.
And then use only my other plan for the strength and stretching routines.
Do you do that?
Who are you talking to, right? Of course I do. Would I lie to
So,
you,
no,
Brad?
you don't do any of it.
I choose my battles.
So, what battle are you choosing? Not to run and not to stretch and not to lift weights.
It's a hard battle. When I sit on the couch and I watch a movie and I know I should be outside doing something or inside stretching, could I do it while I'm watching a movie? Yeah. Would I be able to give my utmost and full attention to a movie while doing that? No. And I am a movie connoisseur, Brad. I dive into these movies. I am like getting into the bone marrow of these things, just like slurping it all up.
Nasty.
I mean, some of these movies are nasty. I started watching Kinds of Kindness.
Is
Weird
that
movie so far.
pornography?
Nope, weird movie so far. Weird. But
Sounds borderline pornographic.
it's not. It's got Jesse Plemons.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do. You saw Civil War?
No.
You haven't seen the movie Civil War?
Is it good? I
Yeah,
heard it was terrible.
I thought it was pretty good.
As good as Twisters?
I'd say it's better. Excuse me, hold on a second.
No way. Are you?
Yeah. Okay, back.
Wow.
I almost knocked myself out on my knee with that bad boy. That's because of my
Wow.
yoga. I can't get my head. Look, watch, Brad. Can you do this?
Wow. So when I started this plan, so I've got I'm in week 5,
Okay, that's good.
and I've got 9 more weeks to go.
Okay,
Hoping to run the Monument Half Marathon, Indianapolis, 1:45 or faster.
I think you've got it in the books, Brad. I don't even think you have to train.
I'm pretty sure I need to train.
Is anybody else doing this race with you?
My sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, possibly Stephanie.
Nice. She wants a redemption for
No,
the.
she's already complaining about it, but
Well, she's a true runner then.
I think so, yeah.
I think so. She should have been on the
And
cross country and track team instead of the softball team. True
yeah,
runner.
and Sunday, was that yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Yesterday, ran my longest long run in quite some time, Jeremy.
I heard. Oh, here comes Ghost Katie.
9 miles. 9.07 miles. Whoa!
And then she disappeared. Oh, and there she is again.
I thought she was about to grab that cup of coffee off of the shelf there.
That's as big as she is, almost.
It is. She's terrifying.
She,
What is she doing back there?
she's rinsing. Like, look, she just had some late night snacky poos.
So am I to believe she's the Patrick Swayze in this version of Ghost?
Oh, 100%. I'm waiting for somebody to come up behind me and move my hand as I'm getting
You're
into that
Demi Moore?
clay. Yeah, getting in that clay.
What was that song that they did?
What
Sing
is
that
it?
song.
What is it? What is the song? Life is a highway.
No, no,
Take my breath away. That one?
no.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well.
Unchained Melody.
Sing it for me.
No,
Say,
I'm not going to
love
sing it
me
for you.
again. Are you going to play it for us?
You don't
I can.
remember Unchained Melody?
I do. I can't place it though. Once it starts, I'll
Why
start
not?
singing it to you.
You really want me to sing it? The
I do.
Oh, my
Oh,
love,
yeah.
my darling, I've hungered for your touch. It's a good one.
That, sir, will bring us in many millions of viewers.
And tears.
Yeah.
I mean, the people are going to have visceral flashbacks of where they were when they first watched Ghost and cried while she molded a vase,
Vase. Let's get fancy, Brad.
vase, like the sportage.
I love the sportage. That's some Canadian stuff for you right there.
It is. So I did 9 miles,
You were running like
and
eight
that's
twelve.
just no, it was not. That's just a long time running, like when you haven't been running.
I'm aware. Sounds interminable.
So I was supposed to run an hour and a half, and at some point I just said, "Yeah, not going to happen."
And part of it, you were running too fast according to your watch.
I mean, I averaged 9:04, which is in the zone,
But you felt fast. You
and
told me you were too fast. You said that your watch was barking and it told you that you ran a horrible workout.
it did, yeah. It said it gives you a percentage score. And so that percentage is based off of the amount of time you spend in the prescribed zone.
Okay.
So for me, it's 9 minutes, 9:01 to 10:01.
Okay. That's a pretty broad range. That's good.
Yeah. And uh and so it then gives you a score. So I finished this run and I'm like, damn, dude, crushed it. Like little over 9 miles, an hour, 22 minutes of running, like pretty dang close to an hour and a half. I failed it. 56%.
Because you're what? Did you just pick it up at the end?
Half of the like almost half the time, basically the entire second half of the run was outside of the zone.
Yeah, I figured as much. That's kind of how it goes. You start off nice and doing what you need to do. It's really easy. Then it gets really easy to go outside of that and just ignore the little beeps at you.
Well, you know what I was really thinking is like I made the turn at 45 minutes.
Okay.
So it was an out and back. Make the turn, and I thought, like, that was just a long time of running to get here.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I could slow down. Like, I think I was at like 9:07 pace to through 45 minutes. Yes, I can slow down, but I'd rather just get back.
But Brad, it's the same. It's ultimately the same.
And
You
not
weren't.
when you cut it short.
Well, that's true. I mean, how much did you have to walk back?
Made it almost all the way back.
Dang, you were cruising.
Like, I only had a couple of minutes of walking left.
Cruising. Did you run into any famous
Pretty
people
much.
you ran on the bike path?
I did, yeah. I picked up the phone and I saw my face in the reflection, like as it was scanning my face, and
So you're the famous person?
yeah,
Brad. Only you.
I saw. Let's see, the nobody famous men's Akron team, University of Akron's cross country team, women's University of Akron's cross country team, Kent State's team.
Sometimes I go out on Sundays and I run into William and Mary.
Yeah, how are they?
Local. They're pretty good. Like they're a solid team.
What's that mean?
They're solid. They've got some stallions on the team. They got some guys who aren't and gals who aren't like so stalliony.
Hmm. Who are
So
they coached by now?
I don't even know. Couldn't tell you. You know, Paxton's daughter ran for them a couple years
I
ago.
do. Yeah, it was more than a couple of years ago.
It wasn't that much more than a couple years ago.
Yeah.
No, maybe 4.
I mean, if that's double a couple.
Oh my god! Let's get into
That's
some.
100% longer than a
Let's get into
couple.
semantics, Bradford. Let's get into semantics. You knew what I meant.
Okay. Oh, just like, well, You're only a year older. You don't need any time. It doesn't matter. What's a year?
Exactly. What is a year, Brad, except for a dog year?
I don't know what you're talking about anymore.
Yeah, because I'm too highbrow for you. Up here.
So are you going to be able to get through this training plan?
I'm
How
going,
do you
look,
how do you legitimately think that you're going to get to 40 miles
it,
in
it,
one day?
it's not going to be easy. And to be honest, probably not going to happen. The 40 miles. But if I can get there and feel good about it and get to 35 miles or 32 miles or something like that, I would count that as a win, right? Like 40 miles plus is my A goal. But if I can just get there being relatively healthy, that's B goal and C goal and D goal. So I just have to I have to accept there's a number of things I have to get over, and it's where I am right now, and I can't. I'm egotistical to a degree, and I don't like where I am right now, and it's hard to go out there and just eat shit every single time you go for a run, and you're running 10-20 pace, and it feels like you're running 4 flat pace sometimes, and you're just like, oh.
But tech but technically that's faster than your goal race pace.
It is, and I have to remember that. Like ultimately, I mean, 12-minute miles should feel very, 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 very easy by the time I get out there. It's really hard. It's really easy in those types of races. You're really fit, hopefully, and you go out and you're like, oh man, this 9-10 pace feels great. And then you just crash and burn it like mile 28. You're just like, oh god, because it's not road running, it's trail running, and it like this race has some significant hills. Um, so
So how are you going to prep for these said hills?
I'm probably gonna squat 1 billion pounds between now and then.
Hmm. Okay.
I figure if I can squat 1 billion pounds between now and then, I'm doing okay.
Just collective weight of squatting.
Yes.
So does that count your walking at your weight?
No, this is strictly only extra squats.
Air squats.
I can put weights on. I have a gym at my school. I'll go and start
So
throwing them in.
how would you count 1 billion pounds when you're not actually squatting your like knees down, and I'm guessing you're only getting about 30 to 40% of your upper torso leg, or like your top half of your leg.
Why do you say only that much? Deep squats. And then goblet
But
squats.
so
And then
so
air
how do you take
squats.
out the weight of your calf, ankle, and foot?
I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm not
Because if
counting
you
my.
did an air squat doesn't count.
I would, okay, an air squat can count. I'll count it as 60 pounds.
Six, your top half is more than 60 pounds, Jeremy.
How dare you, Brad? I'm just guessing here. I'm going a little light. Maybe it's
Hmm.
what I want it to be. By the time I get there, 60 pounds. I'll be 128 pounds when I'm ready to race.
So you're saying your calves are half of your body weight?
Brad, Brad, if I'm going from the top half, right, that would count all of the bottom. That means my quads and my calves, my junk, which isn't a whole lot, but we add in those ounces where we can.
So you think that your lower limbs weigh as much as your torso?
It has to be. Have you seen these freaking tree trunks that I have for legs? And muscle weighs more than fat, right? Although I am a little chunky on the upper half, my lower half is nothing but just like girded steel, just like, and it has to be in order to carry around this weight. So how many? So if I have to do 1 billion pounds between now and February 1st, I have to do the math to figure out how many pounds I have to squat every day, and just make sure I get to it. 1 billion pounds is a lot.
Sure is.
Do you know how long it would take you to count to 1 billion if you counted one number per second?
1 billion seconds.
Yeah, but how many days is that?
Take a billion, divide it by 24, divide it by 60, divide it.
24.
I don't know how many
24.
seconds are in a day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll give you, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's like 32 plus years. It takes 11 days to count to a million. It takes over 30 years to count to a billion. That's fancy.
How long is a billion seconds? 31 years and 8 months.
That's what I said. I thought it was 32, but yeah. That's a long time. That's just,
1 million seconds is about 11.6 days.
that's what I just told you. Do you not, like, can you not trust that I know some stuff that's just random?
A billion minutes is about 19 million years. 19,000 years.
19,000 years is a long time.
1 billion hours is 114,000 years. And 1 billion days is 2,738,000 years.
How does that doesn't make it 1 billion days is 2 billion years, Brad?
Yes.
What math do you have going on there?
Jeremy, there's how many days are in a year?
You said 1 billion days is 2 billion years.
1 billion days is 2 million.
You said billion.
Oh, yeah. 738,000 years.
Oh, Bradford. How many steps do you think you've taken in your lifetime?
Way past the moon.
I don't think I've gotten to the moon.
Do you know what I was just looking at? My fitness score? What's your fitness score?
5.
No, you went down?
Yes.
I'm at 18.
That's significant.
Do you know what I was when we ran the rock and roll half marathon?
What?
So the day before, I was 32.
So you, wow. That
And
was,
after running the half marathon, I was 36.
so you went up 4 in one day?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. See, that's why I don't think that number is relevant.
So you don't think you gain fitness by running a half
Yeah, but
marathon?
not 4. That's an eighth of what you were at.
Yeah.
An eighth.
An eighth.
So it only takes you 10 days to get to where you are, where you were, to double?
If you could run a half marathon every day, sure.
To double? Some people do. I don't think they're not. What about those people who run 140 miles a week? Are they at like 700 fitness score and that is double every single time?
No, Jeremy.
So tell me how this fitness score works.
Jeremy, when your fitness is low and then you do a 13-mile run, your fitness increases significantly.
I wouldn't say
if you're averaging 10 miles a day and you run a half marathon, your fitness probably goes up a point.
Yeah, but to what degree? Like, where does it stop?
Right where I just told you.
What's the highest number a fitness score can be?
Let's see, what's the highest I've been?
100? You're 100% fit? No.
In the last 2 years, the highest I've been is 44.
Okay.
That's as far back as I can go.
I'm not talking about your highest. What's the highest it can be?
I'm assuming that's the same thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right, Brad. I'm sorry. I failed to recognize.
Have you been there?
To 40 anything? No, I think I got into the 30s once.
Okay, well.
I mean,
then I'm the expert and you're not.
maybe I need to write stuff down. I think I need to have things visual in front of me. Write this stuff down. Have plans.
Oh, I'm looking at somebody that their Garmin fitness score was 147.
Okay, so where does it end?
Who knows?
And what does it even mean?
It's viewing your fitness as a graph.
But based on what?
Relative effort.
But how high does it go? Like, what?
So how fit can humans get?
I don't know. But I don't think you can put a number to it.
Sure, you
So the
can.
fit, so the fittest person is the highest number. Why? Like, where does
It's
that
not
number?
the highest number. That's like saying, well, the world record's never going to be broken.
Okay. So where does that? It's an infinite scale
Yes, of course it is.
that nobody will ever come close to.
To what?
Infinity.
Yeah, because that's not a number.
I know, Brad. I get it. It keeps going. Once you think you're there, you're not because
Just keep going.
it just
Right.
keeps going.
You know, at one point they used to say a human couldn't break 4 in the mile. Do, do we know that to be false?
We do.
Do we? Why is that, Jeremy? They said that is the ultimate level of
What
mile
does
running
this they
fitness.
saying thing have to do with a number? A completely arbitrary number that's based on nothing. Like, where is the scale? What?
Right, like the 4-minute mile.
It's not an arbitrary number. That's 60
Sure
seconds
is.
per lap.
Okay. And my fitness score is 18.
That's a time. That's something you can measure. This fitness score isn't. What is it measured against? Like, what is it measured against?
What do you mean?
Where, where does this number come from? 145. Out of what? Like, where does it go? How did you get to 145? Does it just help you say, "Oh, I'm just tracking up"? Is it just a scale to say
Yes.
you're making gains? So there is no upper limit.
Look, here, Jeremy. Let's go over this. And let's end this here. Because you get so angry about Strava.
Well, I don't get angry about
It's
stuff. I
honest.
get angry
I'm
about
gonna
this dumb
when I
fitness
see
score.
you, I'm gonna sneak Strava stickers all over the place.
You do that, Brad.
So it'll remind me to laugh. A, B, it'll remind me of my dad got so mad at me one time because we went to the movie theater and my brother-in-law and I stole Beverly Hills Ninja, like those plastic sheets that you stick on the windows. My dad hated Chris Farley, so we stuck it on the back of his Jeep Cherokee, and he lost his gaskets when he found out that we put that on the back of his truck. That's going to be you with the Strava stickers that I stick everywhere.
You're just gonna put them everywhere, huh?
All right. Strava calculator calculates a user's fitness score by using a combination of training load and relative effort to measure daily training. The score is then quantified over time using an impulse response model. Here are some details about how Strava's fitness score is calculated. Training load.
What's an impulse response model?
We'll come back to that, Jeremy. Relative or training load. This is based on factors like power and duration. If a power meter is used, it's important to have an accurate estimate of the user's functional threshold power. Relative effort. This is based on heart rate or perceived exertion input. Exponential weighting. Benefit of a training run decays over time. So a hard run from last week has less impact on today's fitness than a hard run from yesterday. Relative score. Fitness score is relative to the user. This isn't arbitrary. It's relative to you, Jeremy.
It is arbitrary.
And it serves as a benchmark to show how many points they currently have compared to any date in the past 2 years. That's empirical. Capturing fitness, building and loss. The fitness score captures how fitness builds up and how it's lost during a break. So, Sounds great.
You haven't proven anything to me, Bradford.
Sure have.
Nope.
Here,
Here.
an impulse response model is used to describe how something reacts over time to exogenous impulses.
Riveting.
There you go.
I still call malarkey.
No,
Straight malarkey.
no.
Yeah. There's no reason that my fitness score is what it is right now. It should be at 0.
You'd be dead.
No, I wouldn't. It's like, where do you start? How do you start at 2 then? You're not too fit. Oh, look at me, gosh, I'm 13
Can
fit.
you do something?
Can I do something?
Yeah. Can you go out and walk?
I can walk like a champ.
And so does that add fitness.
Nope.
So if you started at 0, that's saying literally you couldn't get out of bed.
No, but that's the start of your fitness journey.
Yeah, but your fitness never starts at 0.
Mine did when I was a baby.
Last 2 years, Jeremy.
I mean, I have as much hair now as I did when I was born.
How do you know?
About my hair?
Yeah.
My mommy told me.
And you just take that at face value.
She counted it, and then she counted it right again just a couple weeks ago. And she said, you have as much hair as you did back in the baby times. The baby days. That was at my sister's gender reveal, where we found out that she was a girl.
That you got sick at?
Dude, that food was not good.
All right,
Nothing
Jeremy.
against her, but that food just did not sit well. All right, Brad, look. What are we going to talk about next week?
Fitness scores.
Jesus, more again?
We should see every week, we should have a competition. You have the upper hand right now.
I do.
How much our fitness increases?
How are we
Today,
going to know whose
today
tongue?
mine is an 18.
I'll have to look,
What's
and
yours?
I'll text you when I
Tell
get.
me.
I'm using my phone. I'll text you when I'm done. I'll take a
Okay.
screenshot so you know I'm not lying.
Did you exercise today?
No, except for my
Okay.
yoga.
Okay.
I yoga'd
No, you didn't.
real good.
All right, bud.
Hey, it's been real, man.
Maybe we should talk about magic tricks next week.
That was a good one. I don't know any. Do you have your?
I know so much magic now that I'm basically David Copperfield.
Do you still have your thumb? Like your master's
No, I
thumb?
don't. It was amazing though that like things that are blatantly obvious that people can like.
Well, you're concentrating on something completely different from his thumb. Like you're like,
I realize that. So, but once you see it, you can't unsee it.
no. Did you go back and tell everybody about his thumb? Look at his thumb, it's fake.
No, I think we made a collective like groupthink decision. Let's not go back because we'd probably buy another magic trick.
It's probably financially a reasonable thing to do. Ridiculous, Brad. Got taken for $30. No, $60.
For a piece of string and a plastic thumb.
But the memories, Brad, that's all that matters. We have to figure. So my spring break is sometime in next year. I have to figure it out. You have to figure something out. I'm all by myself
A week-long race?
because Katie and Elliot are like a month after mine.
I think we need to contact the old group and see if the Palmetto 200 ever is going to resume.
I could get behind that. Maybe as long
That would.
as long as all the OGs are back.
That's just always fun.
It is. Except for when my stuff gets left out on the. Were you there for that one? When my
No.
back was out and I put my bag and I'm running down the road and my shit is strewn all over the road. And I'm like, dude, that really sucks for that guy. And then I realized it was my clothes and my book bag. So I finished and I was like, why did you run with your book bag? Like, well, I didn't start with it. And my back, you know how my back goes out sometimes. And I could barely move. So I'm like, struggle busting in. Couldn't even barely bend over to pick my stuff up. In the middle of a road, cars are zooming by. I'm just like, what is it? Trying to get my
My
stuff.
underwear.
Stop with my underwear.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Well, let's figure that one out. I don't know that anybody's going to be interested in doing it with us anymore, but maybe we can do the Palmetto 70, the two of
Not
us.
with your fitness score of 8. They surely don't want to see you.
Palmetto 70, the two of us.
More like Palmetto 26.
What?
I'm an 18, you're an 8
I
equals
don't think I'm
26.
definitely not in an 8.
Okay. All right, bud.
I'll text you. All right, man. Bye.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye, bro.